All right, all right, all right. Let's get it. Let's get it. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, let's get it. All right, all right, all right. What's good? Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, everybody. I'm back. It's like I say that all the time, right? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Get on in here. Get on in here and let's talk. I got something good to say. What's up, Rhonda? How are you? I hope everything is good. Good with you. And y'all, I don't always go live a lot just because I got so much stuff like going on right now. But when I can, I'm gonna try to do it at least once, maybe twice a week, between filming. Yeah, I got so much good stuff coming that I want to tell everybody about. But in the meantime, but today I just want to, if y'all would, first off, give me some likes, share the lives, because what I got to say tonight is literally going to change some people's lives. I'm serious. But what I need y'all to do is share it with the people, share it with people that you know, because what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about how your silence is killing your relationships. Ooh, y'all, I taught it in my academy. I taught it last night, so I'm doing a 4-week session in my academy, and so many people hit me afterwards like, Coach, thank you. I needed that. Wow, I didn't realize what was happening to my relationships. Be it romantic, it could be a romantic relationship, your partner, or it could be your mother, your father. It could be your brother, your sister, a friend. It could be any of that. But yeah, we're going to get into it tonight. J City Smako said, can I ask a question before we start? Yes, you can ask a question before we start. What is your question? And then I want to welcome everybody and invite your people in, y'all. I'm not on here a lot, but tonight I'm on here, and tonight we're going to get it. Get your pen, get your pad, get your paper. Because I always tell people, don't ever come to my class without something to write with. Or if you do it digitally, you can take the digital route. But don't ever come to my class, because whenever you see me, I'm always going to teach you something. Always. That's just what I do. All right. I'm always going to teach you something. All right. But in the meantime, here's what I want y'all to do. First of all, let me welcome everyone. I am Coach Ken Canion, AKA the doctor, AKA the professor. I'm not a doctor because I have a PhD. I'm a doctor because people come to me, and I call myself a doctor. When they come to me, I help get them out of pain. That is why. But first things first, tell me your name and where you're checking in from so I can properly welcome you. I am the doctor. J Cities, I'm going to answer your question in a minute. Just hold on. Let me welcome the people here. Let me welcome everybody. We're going to get to your question in a minute. But tell me your first name, where you checking in from. Marie, New Jersey, in the building. Welcome. We got Elizabeth in the A. Welcome. Michelle from Houston, Texas. Thank you for joining me. We got Lofton in DC. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Jaquita from Atlanta in the building. Thank you. Tam from Virginia in the building. Karen from Texas in the building. Veronica from Miami. Erica, I don't know where you're from, Erica. This is Lakeisha from California. Melinda from Michigan. Rhonda from Alabama. Sharice from Detroit. Y'all coming in hard tonight. Raleigh. Tammy from Raleigh. If I miss Tanya Holland, what's up? From Connecticut in the building. Melanie from Philadelphia in the building. Miko from Maryland in the building. Erica from Chicago. Tracy from Illinois in the building. If I'm missing you, it's because we going fast, y'all. We going fast. Dick from, I don't know, Dick, what's your name? From New York City. What we got? What's that? Tarika from Detroit in the building. Shay from Georgia in the building. Arden from Philly. Miss Rivers, what's up? Stephanie Johnson from Shreveport in the building. Latia, I think she said, I need some advice. I'm here to give it. All right. We got Maisha from Nebraska in the building. Miss Rivers from Florida in the building. What's up, Phoenix? From DC. Hey to you too. Bree from Milwaukee in the building. Who else did I miss? Somebody. If I missed you, come back at me. Come back at me so I can get back. Somebody said, Lauren says, what I noticed that you often smile when someone is distressed. It's not funny. Now, Lauren, what you don't know is you're right. It's not funny. But I smile to change the energy many times. I'm not going to always look sad because you look sad or angry. I'm not. I will tell all of you, I do not believe. I think the dumbest thing that a person can do is, you know how people say, I'm a match energy? See, what Lauren, when she made this statement, but I have to coach because I'm a coach. She made a statement because she's assuming that I think something is funny because I'm smiling. But what she doesn't know is that I don't believe in the theory that you match energy. It is actually the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And let me explain why. Because you notice when people say I match energy, no, I'm not getting upset. I'm explaining. But do you ever notice when people say I match energy? What happens is people have died because people match energy. And see, anger, for instance, when people get mad, they match anger with anger. Well, I always tell people anger has to have an off ramp. If you ever notice when people get angry, you match anger, and what happens? Somebody ends up doing something. And many people have died because they matched energy. So what I tell you, Lauren, no, I'm not upset. What I do is diffuse energy. And because I diffuse energy, I am not going to match the energy you present. See, it's all about diffusing. If a person is upset, I want to diffuse that energy. If they're sad, I want to diffuse that energy. So, no, am I in my ego, Lauren? No. I've been doing this a long time. It takes a lot more than that. But I do like to use the example what I do like to do is use the example to explain to people, because we have people, I have 1.5 million followers, and a lot of us do certain things that's not wise. And if you don't like the way that I smile, I'm sorry. I smile because I believe that things are never as bad as we think they are, and things are never as good as we think they are. And so, that being said, y'all, what you have to realize is this. You have to realize that, and we're going to talk about this tonight. I don't think Lauren is giving off, someone says Lauren is giving off negative energy. You need a hug, sis. I don't think she's giving off negative energy. I think she just didn't understand. I don't think that's negative energy at all. I don't. I think what it is that people interpret things through the lens of their experiences. Now, y'all hear me out. Everybody interprets things through the lens of their experiences. And what happens is, even even the people that follow me, if I say something or if I put out a video and someone makes a comment like, I don't agree with that, that's dumb. I do that. That's every single day. But what I realized early in the game, none of that bothers me because that's good. That's a good thing because it creates dialogue. But we have to remember, y'all, every single human being responds to things, to what they see, what they hear, through the lens of their experiences, through the lens of their belief system. And so, as a coach, my job is not to tell you that you're wrong. Even if I know your belief system, your responses are not getting you closer to what you want. Y'all, and so this is the thing I had the problem I had with some of the coaches out there. Every coach wants to tell you what to do. I don't tell you what to do. A good coach brings a student to the threshold of their own understanding. Now, notice what I just said. My job is to bring each student to the threshold of their own understanding. I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm showing you what I want to do is show you why to do it. We just getting fucked out. My job is to show you why to do it. Do you see what I'm saying? Somebody, Patrice, you say exactly. I'm a recovery coach. Thank you so much for joining me, Patrice. And so what I want everybody to understand is this, y'all. Whenever you see these coaches that are telling you what to do this, do that. Now, I get it because we in the business of content creation. I'm in the business of content creation. But y'all, let me be honest with you. I have evolved as a coach. I've been coaching a long time. And I've helped I've saved over 306 marriages. I've helped thousands of people save their relationship that weren't married, and thousands of people get into relationships. And all that I've been doing, all that I've done, I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress upon you. I've learned a thing or two. And the thing that I've learned more than anything else is this, is that if a person is not open to change, they will not change. If a person is not open to listening, I didn't say accepting, to listening to a point of view that challenges their point of view, they will not change. And more than likely, they will not grow. There are things that I've learned, y'all, recently that has challenged the way that I think. But the thing about me is I am open to learning and growing. I said in a video recently, I said a relationship only has two purposes. And I'll say it again. It only has two purposes. And it's not to go out to eat. It's not to have sex. It's not to have children. It's not to buy a big house. It is a relationship is only there for two reasons. Number one, to heal and to grow. Notice what I said, to heal and to grow. If you have a baby, that's growth. Buy a house, growth. You make more money, growth. We travel, that's growth. If you learn to communicate better, that could be healing or growth. If you address traumas, because y'all realize it, a relationship reveals more about you than anything else. Now think about it. You ever notice how the people that you're in a relationship with can reveal more about you, more about how you think, more about you than anything else. And so that's what this is about, y'all. This is what this is about. So I don't know how we got there where I do. Miss Lauren asked a question. Thank y'all. Thank you, Miss Lauren, for asking that question because I really did want to address it. Now, before we go on tonight, because I got something real good for you, I ain't gonna be here long because the game on tonight. I ain't gonna be long, but I am gonna tell y'all something. But before I do that, listen, if you are in and around the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and we are going to be in Charlotte, my wife and my crew, and along with Dee Dee Leggett, the core queen, she's an influencer, we're gonna do a live candid conversation. it's gonna be off the chain. If you are in and around Charlotte area, Charlotte, North Carolina, anywhere close, within an hour, you need to be in the building. We only have a few tickets left. I would love for y'all to come out. Let's chop it up and we're gonna have fun because it's all about asking the questions, live discussion. It's funny, it's serious. I mean, every time we do not live stream it. Um, if you are in and around the Charlotte area, get your tickets Saturday night, 7 p.m. Saturday night, 7 p.m. If you want to know how to get the tickets, all you got to do is go to my bio, click the link under my link tree, and the tickets that's up in the top. Tickets are only $20 a person, and we only have a few left. So if you are in the Charlotte area, I would love for you to come out. It's gonna be off the chain. All right. All right. So tonight I wanted to go over. I did a session, y'all. I did a session in my academy. So let me give you some context. So my wife is a coach now. Okay. And I explain to my wife all the time about communication and why it's important, why and what, because my wife grew up in a family, and this may be some of y'all. She grew up in a family where if there was an argument, somebody was talking to her, she was taught to she would just shut down. If we discussing, if there was conflict, she would just shut down. Well, in my family, we talk loud. Everybody trying to talk over everybody. Well, what I realized in my relationship when I was headed for divorce court 17 years ago, that was not good for both of us. And that was the catalyst for me becoming a relationship coach. And I repaired my relationship, and I've helped so many since then. And I developed some things along the way. And that's why I've become this communication expert, if you will. And so I teach all of my people about communication. And most people think they're a good communicator because I did. Most people think if I say it, I'm a great communicator. But the truth is, 80 to 90% of the people are poor communicators. Most of you all are. It's not a bad thing. It's that the problem is that you think you are a good one. And I'll start this conversation like this. Have you ever wanted to communicate with someone? You wanted to tell them something that was on your mind, that was on your heart. Not romantically. It could be your mother, your brother. It could be a romantic partner, your husband, your wife. It could be on the job. It could be on the work. But you wanted to tell them something, but you did not. Because either, number one, you didn't know how to say it, or number two, you didn't know how they were going to react. If that has ever happened to either one of you, put a 1 in the chat. If you have ever wanted to say something to somebody, I don't care who it is, partner, job, but you didn't say it because you, number one, didn't know how to say it, or number two, you were apprehensive because of their reaction, because how they were going to take it, how they're going to react to it. The answer is most of us. And when I say this, I tell people, then you're not a great communicator. And they say, what, coach? Are you serious? And then some people say to me, well, coach, I just don't say it to avoid conflict. I just keep it to myself to avoid conflict. And I said this. I said, well, that means that you don't know how to articulate it to avoid conflict. Either way, you're not a great communicator. But that's no indictment, y'all. Because if you've never been taught how to communicate, we've been taught how to formulate sentences. We've been taught how to do an adverb or an adjective. We've been taught that. But we don't know how to convey a message in a way where the other person receives the message that creates positive and effective dialogue, even if it's a hard conversation. And so, even if it's a hard conversation, 90% of people, I told somebody the other day, it was 96%, 96.8% of people are not good communicators. Coach was like that too. And so tonight, what I want to do, I'm going to give you 3 reasons. I'm teaching this in my academy. And if anybody's interested in getting my academy, we're growing like crazy. You can reach out to me at Coach Ken at Gmail, and we can see if it's right for you. But I want to give you tonight, I want to give you the 3 reasons. I did it. What I want to give you, I want to start this off tonight with how your silence is costing you your relationship. How your silence is costing you your relationship. And so I'm only going to give you 3 things. Then we're going to start this conversation off. And so you ever notice how, all right, check this out. So yes, I have 10 books that I've written. If you go to Canion.com and click on books, I've written 10 books. Okay. So here's how it works, y'all. So here's the hidden cost of silence. Think about it like this. Somebody says something to you, right? They say it, and then they trigger you. There's something inside of you that gets triggered, but you don't say it. And all of a sudden, whatever they said had a certain meaning to you, okay? And then, but it triggered you, but you didn't do anything. Maybe you withdrew from the conversation. Maybe you wanted to say something, but you didn't. But all of a sudden, it triggered you. And then you never responded. But there is something that happened to you, and the longer the time goes by, that you don't respond. Because think about it, you're still thinking about it. It's still growing. There was a seed planted, and it's still growing in you. And I'm going to tell you what happens. That's one scenario. Here's another scenario. Another scenario, you're in a relationship with someone. You have an expectation of them, or need, but they don't fulfill the need. And you don't say anything, but you're upset. Every time you want the need fulfilled and the partner goes and it goes unfilled, there is something that is happening to you. Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about. And so you get disappointed, frustrated, you get angry, and then all of a sudden you don't say anything. And then the longer the person goes without meeting that need, there's something happening to you. And then watch this. But then you're holding them responsible because you never told them. You're holding them responsible because they don't know. And you say things like, they should know. We've been together long enough, they should know. So tonight, I want to tell you it's killing your relationships, whether it's with your spouse, whether it's with a partner, whether it's with a sibling. And so think about it like this. You have what we call an unspoken contract. And in your mind, this contract says you do this, 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 and this. All right. And when the other person, now it's a contract that the other person who you're dealing with they don't realize they have a contract with you. They don't realize it because they never signed this contract. It is your expectations along the way based on our relationship. This is what I expect of you. Okay. How are you, Gloria? I'm doing well. I hope you are. And so this contract is in your head. Now watch this, y'all. I want you to first understand this. Non-communication is not passive. When you don't say something, it's actually an active choice with compounding consequences. And so there are 3 things. These are what I call the silent killers of your relationship. So y'all take this down. I need y'all to take this down. Number 1, we call it the resentment manufacturing plant. Number 1, the resentment manufacturing plant. So let me tell you what happened, y'all. The first thing that happens to you is, I'm going to give you the formula. The first thing, I call it the chemistry of resentment. The first thing, the other person doesn't meet your need. You have something you want to happen, but you don't communicate it. So the first thing that happens is disappointment. Okay? And then the second thing is, wow, they didn't meet my need. It may be disappointment. It may be frustration, but whatever. Then plus silence. You don't say anything. You want to say it, but you don't say anything because you say things like they should know. You say things like they know me, or their parents should have raised them a certain way, or they should have got that when they were young. And so what you're doing is you are projecting. You are viewing, and what you mean is you're looking at this situation through the lens of your past because you got the teaching, because something happened to you that made you know. I was telling somebody in my academy last night, they were like, I'm in a relationship with a person with financial who don't handle money well. And they should know how to handle money well at the age of 45 or 50 years old. And I said, let me ask you a question. If I'm 45 or 50 years old and I've never been taught how to drive, should I know how to drive? And she said, well. I said, no. I ask you again, if I'm 45 or 50 years old and I've never been taught how to drive, should I know how to drive? The answer is no. If I've never been taught. See, what we make the assumption is that people's backgrounds are like ours because we view the world through the lens of our past, through the lens of our conditioning, through the lens of our indoctrination. And so when she told me this, I said, so you meet a guy who's not good financially. And so let's say, what if he said to you, I've never been taught how to be fiscally responsible. I've never been taught how to handle money good. I've never been taught how to balance a budget. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm 50 years old. Is he responsible? And she said, well, he could have got the training. Okay, that's true. But a lot of times, y'all, we don't even know that we have a deficiency. Many of you have a deficiency in conflict resolution, but you ain't never got no training. Many of you have a deficiency in communication, but you've never got any training. And so to say that because what happens is we project onto others that which we believe. And so what happens is when a person doesn't meet your need, there is a resentment formed. It's called the resentment manufacturing plant. That's what I call it. Every time you have a need and you don't communicate it and the other person doesn't meet it, the longer that goes on, the longer the time is introduced, the relationship corrosion happens. It begins to disconnect. How many of you, can we be honest, y'all? How many of you have started to resent a person because they didn't meet your need? It could be a friend. How many of you start to resent a person because they keep doing something to you or saying something to you, but you never told them that it bothers you because you don't know how to communicate it effectively, or you're afraid of how they're going to react, but you keep it in? What happens, you ruminate over it over and over again, and this resentment grows. It's like a seed, y'all. It's like a seed, and this resentment grows and grows and grows and grows. But what you've done is you've learned to live with it. You know what you've done is you said, you know what, I'm gonna live with this. I'm gonna live with this. And so it creates the resentment. The second killer is what we call the mind reading fantasy. The mind reading fantasy simply says this: if they cared enough, they should know. They should watch. They should pay attention. They should see. I said it. How many times will you say, I've left clues and they should know? And so what do, y'all? We make assumptions. And so the mind reading fantasy, the second killer, is that we make assumptions that a person should know, and that a person should be aware, that a person should be aware of my needs because they should know me. And what you do is you absolve yourself of communicating. You absolve yourself of talking about the triggers, the things that people have done that have created anxiety, anger, bitterness in you. And so what you do, you keep going. And what that does, it sets you up for failure. And I often tell people there is a difference between assumption, which is silent, than agreement, which is spoken. Ooh-wee. Let me say it again. There is a difference between assumption, which is silent, and agreement, which is spoken. And so I'm teaching my students this in my academy, and I'm saying, y'all, how many relationships have you just let go because you didn't want to say it? What you do is something happened in the relationship, but y'all ain't never talked about it. You have never said how you felt. You've never done anything towards healing the relationship because you don't know how, and you're not emotionally equipped to do it. My God. You don't have the emotional intelligence, nor do you have the strategies or know how to do it. And so it is far easier for you to say, I'm done. I'm done. So that's what we do. Ain't that what we say in society, y'all? I'm done. It's easy to ghost. It's easy to let go. Do you know why people ghost, y'all? Can we be honest? People ghost people because two reasons. Number one, because they're a poor communicator. And number two, they don't have emotional intelligence. My students, I said, none of you ghost anybody unless it's toxic. That's the only time you ghost them. The other times, we're going to communicate about how we feel. You know, the truth is we're not in alignment. And I want you to go and grow. But I want to go and grow. I want to go and grow. And I appreciate everything about this relationship, but it's not right for me. See, none of y'all you don't want to say that. You know why you don't want to say that? Because it's far easier. It's less resistance. Easier road to just stop taking their calls, stop calling them. And so you stay a poor communicator. And so y'all, this year, my students, they ain't gonna do that. So I had a student the other day who did what I told him to do. And she was amazed at the other person's reaction. She broke it off because they were dating. And she said, you know what, this is not in alignment with me. You're a wonderful person. I appreciate you. And the guy said, you know what, I appreciate the way you did that. And I want you to I want you to be good. And they parted ways. She said, I was so scared. I was so afraid. I said, but now you got the tools and you got the reason why. And that's the thing I'm telling y'all, because we are silently killing the relationships that we have. And the third thing after this, I'm gonna get on off. The third thing that kills your relationship is I call it the invisible wall of ambiguity. The invisible wall of ambiguity. Now, what do you mean by that, coach? And so here's what I mean. Think about this. Silence creates distance, not safety. Because, you know, the more you're silent, the more distance that's created between you and the other person. The more you're silent, the more ambiguous the relationship becomes. And you know, it's ambiguous because there is uncertainty, because you're trying to figure it out. The more silence, the less safety. Wow. I'll say it again. The more silence in the relationship, the less safety in the relationship. Silence creates discomfort. And so let me tell you what happens. Remember, I'm going to go back to the resentment. See, this is what happens in real life. You want to say something to your partner, and then you don't say it. And so you begin to resent your partner because they don't know it. They don't know what's going on with you. But then what happens is your partner begins to resent you because they know there's something wrong. They know the energy has changed, and they don't know what to do to fix it. They don't know what the solution is. I appreciate you. That's exactly what I said this morning to my wife. I feel you on that. I feel you on that, brother. Thank you. I feel you. And so what happens is now they resent you, because the number one need for human beings is the need for certainty. And whenever I don't know what's going on, I'm uncertain about you. I'm uncertain. I don't know what to do. I don't know. It becomes a big, I don't know what to do. I know that you're upset. I know that the energy has changed, but I don't know what to do. And because I don't know what to do, I start resenting you. Ooh-wee. And so the reason why they resent you is because the other person's experience is, I know something's wrong, but I'm navigating in the dark, and I don't want to navigate in the dark. And because, see, that's the reason why I give you the tools to say people would rather know what the conflict is than to feel the energy of the conflict and not know what it is. Wow. Wow, coach. That's deep. People would rather know what the conflict is than deal with the energy of not knowing what it is. And that's what they've been doing, y'all. I want you to know this before I get on. That ambiguity breeds anxiety and disconnection. When you're silent, eventually either you're going to disconnect or your partner going to disconnect. And that's going to begin to be the beginning of the end of that relationship. Now, even if y'all don't say we're done, you're going to stop talking to your brother. You're going to only deal with mama when you have to. The relationship, you're going to stop talking, and y'all going to feel like and then one day you're going to end up and say, how did we get here? And I'm going to tell y'all something. All of this can be avoided. And if you know that is you, I want you to do two things. I want you to reach out to me. Maybe we can have a session. Maybe I can help you. Well, I know I can help you. I can only help people who want to be helped, though. Reach out to me at coachkencanion@gmail.com, and maybe you can join my academy. Because I have to vet you before you join my academy. Anybody just can't join. That's why I don't give you no link to join it. You got to talk to me first before you join it. And I won't let you join. But just reach out. CoachKen@gmail.com. And I'm coming live tomorrow. I told my team I'm going to do 2 lives this week because we're about to start filming some stuff. Yes, I'm on the TV show. I'm on the TV show, Unfaithful Cognac. Oh, by the way, y'all, I got to tell everybody this. You all know, many of you know, you follow me, you know that I did a movie series called Decisions Are Never Black and White. And it's on Tubi and it's on Prime. If you haven't seen it, you should go to Tubi and see it. It was ranked in the top 50 on Tubi in December. Over 10,000 titles, and yours truly was ranked in the top 50. I thank you to all of you who watched it. Those of you who have not watched it, it's a series. It's only 3 episodes. We starting to work on season 2 now, y'all. It's so big that it's going crazy. Go to Tubi and watch Decisions Are Never Black and White, right? And so I based it on some of my relationship stuff. And thank you so much, Miss Ange. Appreciate you. Y'all, thank you, Miss Rivers. I thank you. Silky, go watch it tonight. Decisions Are Never Black and White. Decisions are never black and white. Go watch it on Tubi tonight, because Tubi is free. On Prime, I think it's $4.99, but go watch it on Tubi. It's free. All right, y'all. Y'all, let's start this journey on communicating better. Let's save our relationships. All right? All right, y'all. Hey, Regina. Regina, one of my students, y'all. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Peace. We're out.